How do you use social media to get clients for your coaching business? And without being salesy or pushy. I know it can feel frustrating and overwhelming. At this point, I've helped over 1,000 new coaches build their own online coaching businesses from scratch and go from employee to entrepreneur. So I know what works, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video today. One more thing before we dive right in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified when I release a new video every week on building your own online coaching business. Tip number 1, location, location, location. All right, so let's talk about tip number 1, where you are promoting on social media. This might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many new coaches miss this. That's because you need to be promoting where your ideal clients like to hang out, not where you like to hang out online. For example, if you're a career coach, you need to be on LinkedIn. If you are a college admissions coach, you need to be on those online forums where parents gather to talk about schools and grades and academics. And if you are a health coach, Facebook groups are a great place to find your clients. It's all about finding the top place where your ideal clients are hanging out. Otherwise, it won't matter how great your content is, which we're going to get to in just a second, because they won't be able to see it. Now that we've got that covered, let's talk about your content. Tip number 2, the engagement formula. The engagement formula is the content formula that I've been using since the beginning of my business to create content, and that I recommend all of my students use as well. The reason for that is because you can't just put out some random content and expect people to respond. Everyone is busy and has a lot of stuff going on in their lives just like you do. So if you just put up some random content, it's very likely that you're going to get crickets. Comment below if you've felt that before, that you're putting out great stuff, but for some reason no one seems to be reading or participating or engaging, and you're just getting crickets. And that formula is attention plus value plus call to action. Here's one of my example posts to show you what I mean. You always want to start with an attention-grabbing header. This can be a question, a joke, a story, or a surprising fact. After you have their attention, you should get right to the value that you want to share in your post. Share it in an easy-to-read, simple way, and then end your post with a call to action that gives your reader something to do. It can be as simple as answer this question, or respond and let me know what you think, or go off and do this specific thing. Something simple that helps them remember what you just shared. This powerful formula keeps your content simple and attention-grabbing. This is so important as we're all so busy nowadays and have such short attention spans. I promise you will stand out so much more and get so much more engagement if you follow this simple and powerful engagement formula. Tip number 3, use relationship boosters. The next tip I have for you is to use social media to build actual relationships. Don't just go to a forum, post, and then leave, and then somehow expect people to magically engage with you even though they don't know you. Social media is all about connection. There are lots of fun ways to do this, and this is a great place for you to have fun with it as well, including icebreaker games like Two Truths and a Lie, for example. This is a game where you share 3 statements, 2 of which are true and 1 of which is a lie. Then you have people guess which one is the lie. This was something I had my students do a while back, and it was one of my most engaged prompts ever because it's fun and it builds that connection. Or you can ask personal questions, like this example, best-selling author Gretchen Rubin asked of her audience for their personal preference. This builds your relationship with people so that when they see your content or your offers, they think, oh, I've seen this person around, I know them, they're a real person, and that makes them so much more ready and willing to read about your content, to engage, and of course, so much more interested if they're your right potential clients in what you have to offer. Tip number 4, be targeted. And finally, after you've started building engagement and relationships from using these tips, you want to make sure that all that momentum isn't being wasted. That means when you share content using the engagement formula that we just went over, that it's related to what you do and what you help people with in your business, so people know exactly who you help and what you help them with. This also includes reaching out and answering questions related to your area of expertise, searching for keywords related to what you do so that you can engage with those posts, and of course, with the content that you're sharing using the engagement formula, make sure that it's related to your area of expertise as well. And remember, it's about quality, not quantity. If you are being targeted and are focusing on building real relationships and writing quality content using the tips that we just went over, that's going to help you get your first or next paying client so much faster than just trying to write a whole bunch of content and post it everywhere and just hope someone sees it and decides to buy from you randomly. For example, when I was starting out with my first online business a few years back, and I was doing digital advertising consulting at the time because that's what I was doing in my job, I saw someone asking questions about Facebook advertising. So I messaged her and I said, hey, I'd be happy to answer your questions. I'm not going to try and pitch you. All I ask in return is that you answer some questions to help me with my market research because I'm trying to figure out if this is something I can build a business around. I wasn't trying to sell her anything. All I was trying to do was give value and build a relationship. So I gave her lots of great value. I answered her questions. And what actually ended up happening was that she ended up asking me, hey, you've given me such incredible value over the last few weeks. How can I hire you? And that is actually how I got my first ever paying client within 2 weeks. So those are my best tips for using social media to get paying coaching clients. And I know these tips are going to work really well for you too. And here's what's even better. I have another video that goes specifically into how to get your first paying coaching client. In it, I share the top strategy that's helped hundreds of my students get their first paying coaching client from scratch in just a few days to a few weeks. So make sure you check it out if you want to get your first or next paying coaching client soon so that you can start building your business and making the impact that you know you're meant to make. It's linked in the description below, so make sure you check it out. And if you want a step-by-step system for exactly what to do to build your own online coaching business from A to Z, sign up for my latest masterclass that shares the exact system that I personally used to build my first online coaching business from scratch to 6 figures before I even left my 9 to 5. I'll show you how I built my first online coaching business from scratch with no audience, no anything, using just my job skills, to $106,000 within 4 months while juggling my 9 to 5. I have it linked in the description, so go ahead, click there, and sign up so that you can get access to it right now. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it below and let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe for my weekly videos on building your own online coaching business. Share this with your entrepreneurial friends, and I will see you next time.